Oh, it's Christmas in January. Yeah, I still haven't put away my Christmas stuff yet. So, I want to talk about Avatar 2, The Way of Water. It just crossed the $2 billion mark, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. And I gotta say, it's a job well done, because with all the with all the negativity in the world, I think this movie is what's needed. It has a positive message. It's got good action, good family values. Yeah, it might not be super new, super, unique and stuff like that, but at the same time, if you see this thing and it's meant to be seen in theaters in 3D, like you have to go see it in theaters in 3D to get the full experience. Like most movies that you see and you get the 3D gimmick, they're usually converted to 3D or the 3D is a little janky, but this movie is literally made for 3D. Like if you don't see it in 3D, then you're just seeing half of the film because like they're having to choose, like when you see it on TV and stuff, if you're waiting for it to come out on streaming, you're seeing half of film because they're just choosing which camera is better at the time, and I think you're missing out because it's definitely more of like a universal ride. Like it's funny, like I'd watch I watch scenes where there'd be underwater, and I'd expect like bubbles to start dropping from the ceiling, or like some kind of like wind or like mist to be shot in my face, like at like Universal Studios or something like that. So that's what kind of movie this is. This is not a ride. It's not a movie. It's a ride. It's like an event. Okay, so I think you're doing yourself a disservice by not seeing this movie in theaters. And like I said, it's got great cast. The returning cast. There's no a lot of sequels, there's usually it can divide fan bases and stuff like that, but this one I think does right by everybody. It's not super predictable. You do feel a sense of urgency. You're on the edge of your seat, especially at the end. Definitely, James Cameron films are the bar. Like they're the pinnacle of filmmaking, and I think it's good to have movies like this because it constantly inspires us and pushes other filmmakers to want to raise the bar even further. And like I said, I think in this day and age, like pushing things with positive messages and good values is important because there's just a lot of crap out there and there's a lot of just negativity and people pushing their own bias. Like I think that this movie doesn't really do any of that, and I think it's well deserved. I think I'm going to give it a 10 because I don't really see anything wrong with it. I think the graphics are good. Actually, you know what, I did notice a couple frame rate. I don't know if it was the theater I was in, but like there'd be a couple like high activity scenes, and I noticed like some glitching. So I don't know if that was their 3D renders or what. But there's some frame rate droppage during my viewing at least. So I'm not gonna tarnish it a little that much, only because I have to see it again in order to really see if that was an issue. But also I know a lot of these times like they're not even done with the film and they have to release it by a certain date. So maybe in the DVD or Blu-ray version there might actually be a version um where they fix that. So I'm not gonna knock it too much, but I gotta say overall, go see Avatar 2 in theaters. Bye.